Still ain't got no theme song. Waiting for the copyright infringement on this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out something one of these days. Almost. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? Oh, hold on, let me click that. Oh, that was definitely not the button I meant to click. There we go. Afternoon, everyone. How are we today? Let's get past the formalities first. If you've just clicked, make sure you're alive if you clicked late. If you're new here, I usually do conversation, cannabis, and coffee for about the first 10 minutes. So skip ahead if you're watching this recorded, and we're just here to have a good time. So, hello. Welcome the early crew. Joe Russ, Phil in the kitchen. Gas Masher was here. Franco showed up. Block Watcher's in there. Happy birthday to Mr. A Cake. Finally turning 110. Don't actually know. I didn't catch. There's lots of 9s and stuff in the chat, so not sure where that's going. Who is we missing here? Just saw Mr. Bird. There's an Ed Bird in there somewhere. Welcome. Did I miss anybody? Yes, Joe S. We dabble in the cannabis a little bit. Shh. Actually, as of July 1st, even recreational will be legal here, but I'll stick with my medical. That way I have guaranteed supply and guaranteed sleep. Speaking of, I think we'll start the cheers with an indica when ready. This will be, I just popped this one on. This is Kush Mint. Haven't tried it yet. Let's see, did I miss anybody in chat? Let me scroll real quick. I think I got everybody that was here. Alright, so we'll start off real quick with my usual toast that I have no idea. I kind of wing it every time. So grab your thing. And we'll cheers to good people doing good things. Bad people not doing bad things. Cheers to you. Cheers to everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Here's to a good weekend. Oh, a happy Easter if you're an Easter person. Yeah, I forgot it's Easter. I don't really do that much, but, you know, if you do, more power to you. Happy Bunny Day. Cheers. Scuff could do a cool remake of Wandering Star. I have no idea what that is, Phil in the kitchen, but maybe I'll have a listen. Remember, folks, if you're doing any kind of live stuff, having a toggle mute button on your headphones is a lifesaver. Alright, for news. I mentioned the i9-11900K last week. That is installed, and I don't have it set up like the i7. With the i7, just as it's sped up, it just overclocked all the cores up to 5.1 as opposed to doing the scaling that it would do. I left the scaling on with the 11900K simply because my cooling system is really threshold, because that thing gets up to about 230, 240 watts. And I only have a 240 millimeter radiator. I did, however, notice that the case, if you look at the holes cut in the case, there's less air than there is blockage, so I actually ordered your standard 120 millimeter, silver grills, wire grills. And I'm going to cut out the holes, install the grills, and see if that helps airflow. I'm not going to overclock it anymore, but it landed at 5.5 gigahertz on one core, like one active core, 5.4 gigahertz, which is your stock max. On 2 or 3 cores, 5.3, on 4 and 5, and then it kind of scales down until a single core is, landed a single core at 52x, or 5.2 gigahertz. Factory is 4.9 up to 5.3. So it's got a decent overclock. I'm letting the MSI Z490 motherboard handle the voltage, which under peak loads hits about 1.58. And that's when things start getting hot. But like I said, I'm going to mess around with the airflow on this. And I have another fan showing up to blow more fresh air into the case. So once I put that in, my Neo Forza RAM went from running at 2400 megahertz to 3200 megahertz, which apparently was its stock speed. I don't know how I missed that. So that started running faster. But then I made a decision. I figured if I'm patching up the computer and making things fresh again, I went ahead and I ordered 64 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LPX overclockers RAM. It's rated at 3600 stock. Bumped the voltage up to 1.45 volts, or no, 1.4 volts, and left it at stock timings, and it's now running at 4000 megahertz. So in the past week, I've added about 25%, according to benchmarks, to my CPU, and I've 3 times as much, almost, double the RAM and almost twice as fast. So we're running pretty good. So the 64 gigs was one of the surprises, and it has improved launch on my 496 part rocket. It's gone from a smooth 7.9 frames to about 11.5. So it has definitely improved the frame rate. So yeah, computer's running a lot better. Let's see, Scruff Dog, did you benchmark the rig noise too? That's the same noise levels. When I was cranking the i7, it would get, the fans would run full speed, and it's not bad for a gaming rig. And I think that's just because the case itself currently has, well, it's a Lian Li, what is 100 something, was it 105 or something like that? I forget the exact number, but the power supply is kind of in its own chamber on the bottom with the intake and exhaust, and then the RTX 3070, that sucks air in and then just blows it into the case. But the front of it has 220 millimeter fans, and then there's 220 millimeter fans on the radiator. I'm adding another 120 millimeter fan to the back port because right now that's just open, and I'm going to cut open the top to allow more airflow. But it's a very quiet case, and the fans are really quiet, but they move a good amount of air, so noise wasn't really a problem. Let's see. Welcome, Queen of Fire, Liz Edwards. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. So, there's one of the little dudes floating by. Is that Jeb? So a couple of little last things before we start. I feel like the game might be suffering from quote-unquote Windows rot symptoms. Like, the older Windows operating system gets the crappier it runs, and then you do a fresh install, and it's like a new computer, yada yada. Well, before any of the upgrades or anything, so it doesn't have anything to do with that, but it started to get to the point where it wouldn't run right when I was screen sharing on Discord. And I noticed yesterday I had to restart a couple times. I restart the game. So I'm not sure what's going on, so we may have to restart today. We'll see how it goes. It seems like it's streaming okay, from what I can tell. I'm assuming everything's coming in at 1080 60. Yeah, okay, good. So just a little heads up, games have been acting a little bit weird. And now I guess let's jump in. Oh, can you hear the music? Background music when it's playing. Let me get into the game because I don't... Why can't I hear the game? Hold on a sec. Oop. Oh, no. Back up. There we go. Okay, hold on a sec. Oh, yep. Headphones are messed up. There we go. Now I can actually hear stuff. It helps when you turn your own headphones up, folks. Put that up to 30. Sorry, right where the icons are for like your active windows is right where my camera is during the live stream. Alright, you can hear the bloops, classical music here, yes, no. Could hear the menu but not the music. Okay. Like I said last stream, like I don't see them getting pissy, you know, sharing the music. I'll give it another 5%. Let me know if that helps a little bit for those that can or cannot hear, just so we have a little bit of something in the background during burns and stuff, since we can't really fast forward through burns safely. I don't think so. We'll leave it at that because that's a pretty good volume for me as well. Alright, so let's go and... oh, hold on, I gotta switch. Hold on, let me get into single player and then I'll switch it to little scruff here. Oh yeah, I got the ladders on there. I'll show you those. Once this gets into the vehicle assembly building, I'll switch to little head scruff. Just weird to pop in and out of the game window. And game load times are better. Oh, and the other thing, the game, I didn't realize it's my, well, I'd forgotten, I should say, that my Steam install directory was on my Samsung 970 EVO, 2.5-inch SSD drive. Well, I moved that over to my C drive, which is a M2 NVMe, plugged right into the motherboard. It's about twice as fast, so that helps the load times as well. Where is it here? Got it. Where? Oh yeah, that is it. Okay, let me swipe that. Yoink. All right, and yeah, you will lose game sound when I'm messing with OBS. But it should be back. Alright. So this is where we left off with this thing. To get the ladders to work, which I'm glad I didn't do it with everyone hanging out, because this took about 2 hours. Because you got to get these lined up just right, so that you can actually grab them as you go. So, yeah. And I did some thinking. Started to learn some more, and remember how I told us we were going to standardize this these small ports, and that this was going to be our basic lander, yada yada, and we were just going to start adding small ports for make all our connections as universal as possible. Hey, welcome to the stream, Andy P. Joe Russ has installed Windows 10 twice. Reinstalled only because it didn't survive the move to the SSD. Yeah. Windows doesn't really survive much. Well, anyway, so I was thinking about that, and I was also at a point where I was ready to learn something new in KSP. So, I figured, since our plan is to go to EVE, which actually turns out to be this week's challenge from Private Division, the developers of the game. So that works. It'll just, ours will just probably take a couple weeks. But since we were going there anyway, And I said I'd love for us to get down to the surface and figure some stuff out. I decided that since that port's there anyway, I did some practicing in my other game, and I learned how to copy paste, like, things from one campaign to the other. Like, you literally just copy, load the other game, and then paste. So, if you can see right over there, this little freight train of fun, I'll take you on the tour. So, we're going to install some satellites around Venus at high Venus orbit. Venus does not have a moon, if I remember right, so we don't have to worry about crashing into that. And if it does, we'll just make sure we're outside the orbit. So these are 3 satellites we'll put into as close to a matched orbit as possible. I've yet to actually successfully do that, but I've practiced, and I think I can get it done. It's just I never had enough time to do it for as long as it takes. And the only reason I copied this over from my practice build is because it takes hours to build these, to get everything lined up and all that, so that it functions right. So I figured instead of having a bunch of streams where we're just click and aligning and launchpad, assembly, launchpad, assembly, launchpad, assembly, I'll go ahead and get some of the details done ahead of time and then just give you a tour. So let me show you our satellites. Move that over there. Let's show you this little fella. Oh, no, over here. There we go. Alright, so I put some blinking red lights on there because it's a satellite. Why not? So once this thing gets into orbit, and this is using our standard small docking ports so that, you know, we can run the train. And if we ever need to dock it, bring it back, refuel it, whatever, we can do that. So in the middle here, we have a minor propellant tank. Apparently the solid yellow stripes, that helps you identify what kind of tank it is. I'm not worried about that. So an RCS ports, the thrusters to help us finalize the orbit once we let go. And then, once it's in good orbit, we go ahead and extract or extend the local antenna. And then the long-range antenna. Bam! That's awesome. So it looks like it has a tail. Like, I'm pretty sure I have it oriented so that, like, that's facing forward right there anyway. And then, these things are awesome. Bam! We've got our solar panels, and these are sun-tracking solar panels. So if we get 3 of these in far enough orbit, they will always be in contact with each other. And the theory is we'll be able to control that little guy down there from the Kerbal Space Center once the rest of our satellites are ready. Like, if this specific satellite setup doesn't reach Earth, then we may have to, our next mission may be installing satellites around Earth, and then we'll be able to remotely control the our little buddy down there. So I figured you wouldn't mind a little bit of progress without you, just to save time so that we can actually perform missions. And that doesn't mean I'm going to skip all the building. It's just sometimes you I got to save you guys from the hassle. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and close this up. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Alright. And let's put it back. Yeah, I'm learning how to maneuver the assembly building a little better as well. Sort of. Trying. This really gets weird sometimes when you're trying to plug these things in together. Yeah, like up there. That doesn't make sense. It's actually upside down from the rest, but whatever. Ultimately, that doesn't matter. So this little guy. This little guy here. Alright. Let's put that there. Focus on it. Come in. Let's make this a little easier and do that. So, we want to visit the surface. This is how we're going to visit the surface. Oh, I actually got to change that right there. So this is our little buggy and its little lander. I have practiced landed it on Kerbin, which is, Earth, and I've practiced landing it on the Mun. It's actually easier to land in an atmosphere using the parachutes than it is to guide this thing. It just takes forever to land on RCS thrusters. So I may come up with a little addition to it to help us land in atmospheric or non-atmospheric celestial bodies. It's basically, it just takes so long to stop your motion so that you can land. It takes forever. But yeah, I got to change that. I got to put a nose cone on that. That was a final revision thing. So here we can all participate in the nose cone swap. That's doing that weird thing again. Snapping has been really odd lately. Like usually it would auto snap like as you rotate and stuff, but it hasn't been lately. Oh, good grief. There we go. Okay. Alright, and that actually comes off. I'll show you how this thing works here, besides the 8 billion parachutes. So let's go to the runway. Show you this, and then we will continue. I'll show you how this works, and then we will continue our build. Good, let's see, evening, Ginger6. How are you and your buddy, Mr. Mousy Wousy? Alright, so it doesn't have to have a Kerbin on it. It has this little yellow guy is the probe module, like remote control / data transmitter, all that good stuff. And it only has 2 small antennas on it, theory being as it relays data up to the satellites, and then the satellites have the dishes to send it back. I only put small solar panels on it because we don't really need anything big for this little guy. And the smallest wheels you can get, I think those are the smallest. They seem to work okay. A tip though, if you make a rover, disable steering on the rear and lower or disable braking on the front. I put braking on the front down to 20%. You want to stop the braking on the front so that way when you stop you don't fly forward so bad. Especially on non-atmospheric places. So anyway, the theory behind this is you come in for a landing either with RCS or the parachutes, and as you're coming down you control your landing. You will likely not have a Kerbin on it because I don't know that that would be a very comfortable ride from Kerbin to Eve. But I put the chair on it anyway so that in future excursions, if we can find it, we can land near it and then use it to drive around. So anyway, once you land, the next thing as you're flying, once you lose whatever stage is closest to it, this nose cone and decoupler are on the front to hold it steady so it doesn't flop around. You'll understand why in a moment. So that'll be off, then you come in for a landing, you land like this, and then you pop this decoupler. And then, as long as you keep it under 10 meters per second, oh, wrong, let me switch control to here. There we go. As long as you keep it under 10 meters a second, your little antennas won't break, and you can use them as steering. Gets weird at first. It's like it has to learn steering. But this is our little bug. This is my first rover, and it does all right. Steering, like I said, is a little weird, but it gets around. But we're not done with the tour just yet. We need to make it nighttime. Yay! Alright. Brakes. Alright. Is the sun coming? I think the sun's coming. Oh, here we go. Good. We got big fast forward. Oh, good. Don't have to wait very long. And then, of course, you never can be sure that you'll be doing your roaming around it during the day. So, I added some bling. We got the big headlight up front. We got a bunch of lights tucked underneath the chassis. We got ground effects lights under there. Oh yeah. I love this little dude. Turn the brakes off. You just roll around. And it's nice that the green light, which I did that just, you know, for forward, backward, but the green light shines up on the driver, who is also green, so that works. So we're going to use this little guy for a little while until we either need something bigger or we get bored and we decide to just make something else. But I think this does alright. Oh, and I'll show you what happens if you go too fast. As soon as you get over 10 and you make a turn that drags the antennas, they just blow up. Oh, we slowed down too much. But yeah, trust me, if you know, we'll do one. Let's do one. Come on. It goes a little bit faster without a curbing on it. Alright, we ain't got all day here. Let's get back to building. But yeah, just if it go too fast, you blow off the antennas. But everything else is fine. And also, if you roll over, if you play with the antennas enough, retracting, extending them, you can usually roll yourself back over. So that's our little off-screen development. And the whole idea now is to, oh, and in very low atmospheric conditions, if we wanted, if there was enough fuel, we could probably just fire this back out into space. But I don't know that we'd ever really need to. Let's get this. There we go. Oh, it keeps doing that weird coupling thing. It's another bug. A lot of times oh, it shifted the whole front end. Alright, we're just going to reload the save. I ain't trying to fix something when I can just reload it. I'll just have to fix the nose cone. Where is it now with ladders? There we go. Now I have an auto save before we launch. Let's see if that loads properly. Was this electric fuel cell? Yeah, the rover is all electric. There's no thrusters at all on it. If we ever build a bigger one, we will most likely throw some, like, a little bit of monopropellant in there to help in low atmospheric driving, in case things get really weird in the low atmosphere. This is fine. We can always use the thrusters to stick ourselves back to the ground. Or if it's big enough, we can actually have a landing engine underneath it. I guess we'll see what happens. Where's the news? Why did you do that? So, where's the news want to be? There we go. Oop. Alright. Let's see. Let's rotate it. Let's just... Navigating this building can sometimes be a chore, but I think that's on me, not the game. It's doing that weird thing where it doesn't want to stick in the right spot all the time. Like right, you know, there. So What did I do before to fix that? What are you doing? Okay. Like, see what I mean? Like, it's weird. I guess they're... Oh, yeah, patch number 2 comes out this Wednesday. It's not going to be, like, as monstrous a list as patch 1 was, but it's progress. Hey, Rob, how is it being 50 years old and a day? Anyway, so this is our ding-donger that we'll be dragging behind us. I would put a fairing on it, but at this point it doesn't matter. Drag isn't implemented and the fairings are no clip. So as you're going up, like, this will literally just phase in and out of the fairings. Because it is very floppy and springy. I guess they're still working on the docking ports. But like, it literally looks like a bungee cord, like as you're changing thrust and flying. It's weird. But that's why it has that nose cone on it, because that attaches to the boosters around it to help hold it steady so it doesn't crash into things as we're trying to fly. So, we now have our basic lander here. Looked like it was doing pretty good. We have, we'll go ahead and throw the legs out. Parts Manager is a little faster. Wow, I'm saying that, and that just took all day, but that's probably because OBS is running. But in single-player games, like regular games, OBS, or the Parts Manager loads a lot quicker, even on that 500 or 496 part rocket I have. So that's our current iteration. Does all right. Got a bit of a dangler there. But we'll build around that, which also means, I think those rockets should be able to clip right on right there. So we're going to have quite a complicated staging system here, folks. But we should be able to get to wherever we need to, especially Eve. That's pretty close. Let's go ahead before we build. Let's, if you want to take another puff, I'm going to have some Cool Mix, which, as far as I can tell, is just relabeled candy cane. I don't care. It tastes delicious, just like an actual candy cane. Yeah, actually, this is the same one from last week. I try to savor it. It's really nice. Cheers to exploring Eve. Oh yeah, it looks organic. Yeah, when it's flopping around when you're flying with it unsecured, it looks organic like that as well. It's just whoop, 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 whoop. It's our horse rocket. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we need a stage that will basically be for our orbit burn and then getting to Eve. Maybe even having an orbit burn in Eve. I would like to do that with hydrogen, as that is a little more bang for the buck as far as weight goes. And I'm going to start experimenting with xenon engines. Apparently they just take the tiniest little bit of xenon gas, but a whole lot of electric, which is good for like satellites and stuff. That's what I was thinking for our little rover landing pod there. Possibly setting up a midsection either in between the... Well, I'm sorry, it would have to be at the end, at the top, like up here, putting a xenon engine to help do our retrograde burn to slow us down on non-atmospheric planets. If you could understand any of that. Hopefully we're all learning together. I've really been enjoying playing this game. That's a little big. 4 times. Good. Yeah, my one rocket I'm building, I don't know how it happened, but it lost tons of symmetry on it, so I can't even repair the rocket anymore. I have to scrap my entire Swiss Army rocket design, because like the symmetry is just boned right now, because it's a 4-way rocket with 2-way things also on it. I think the game just bugged out on it. Alright, that should be enough to get us to Eve. Oh, you know what? Let's grab that. Let's do another one. That way we have way too much to get us home, and that also will help protect these stages here. So let's put our hydrogen engine on the bottom of those. This is way overkill. I love it. Where's hydrogen? We'll even put the big mammoth. Oh, okay, maybe not. Small? Hey, yeah, well, like I said, we'll just put the small ones on. Wait a minute, that's medium. Do we have a medium to like 2? Nah, okay, let's calm down. How much thrust is that? That's 7 ISP. Actually, you know what? That's not bad. 4 of those together. Well, yeah, maybe we should get some adapters here. Maybe put 2 of those engines. Maybe put that right there for now. That looks weird, but I guess we could work with that. Do they have just a... I don't want to use engine plates. The engine plates are still flaky, so we're going to go with that weird thing right there. 4 right there. 4 right there. This is ridiculous. And that gives us a little extra... No, it doesn't. Hold on. Because that's using a Methalox fuel tank, and I have no need for a Methalox fuel tank on this stage. And I don't want to turn on crossfeed, because then I'll accidentally drain all our lander's fuel. So, let me see. I know they have like actual adapters somewhere. Or we can just sort something out weird. God, I really don't want to use the engine plates, but I guess if we strut the hell out of it. Where are the grounds? It's in a weird spot. Where is it? I guess it would be under, probably under here. There's the engine mounts, which are just scary. Here we go. Adapters, medium. There we go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Put that. Whoa. The hell? Put that there. Put that there. Thanks for stopping by, but I kind of need something different, like that. All right. Cool. Put you there. Put you there. Nice. Nice. Okay. Actually, why don't we secure everything to this stage on its own decoupler? So that's got a little explosive decoupler right there. Let's strut that to these. Oh, what did I just click? Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and strut that to this stage, and that way it will stay stable all the way until we are ready to actually deploy it. Let's turn on snap. Snap. And we're going to go from snap here to anywhere it'll reach. Right on the stop. Why are those? You know, whatever. That's what talking to symmetry on these gets a little weird. But that will work. It's still securing everything. It's just weird. But that should hold that in place. I wonder if we have enough to practice launch this. How much? Oh, no. Yeah, well, hydrogen thrusters ain't good. Well, no, they're all set for first stage. No, they just don't have any, just don't have shit for thrust. All right. Alright, so that should definitely get us to, that may get us everywhere. How many parts are we at? Wow, we're already at 270 parts. Holy, okay. Glad I upgraded. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, I guess, yeah, there's a lot of parts in those. So now we need a decoupler. Hopefully this will be smart enough to, let's do explosive decouplers. Oh, that's, well, I guess we're gonna have to line this up manually, and I hope that it works. Okay. Well, that's different. How do you fix that? Huh. I have no idea how you're supposed to sort this out in this game. Okay. Because we're venturing into new territory. How do you fix that? I can't imagine that would be very good to launch. I mean, if we have to, we will, but... Wow, I really want all those engines there. What else can we do? What other adapters are there? I wonder if the four-way adapter has the same problem. God, that's a lot of weight, though. Son of a biscuit. Sorry for the harsh language. What is this? Small to large adapt. Why does it say small to large, but it's in the medium? Alright. I don't know how to fix this. What's up, Captain Jim? Any major explosions lately? I mean, you know, that happens. I blew up the lander a lot when I was first learning to land it. Oh, that's going to screw up all our strut situation. Let me go ahead and just get rid of these now before they... Ooh, an easy killer. Right. I guess we'll just go with 4 engines. Because I'm not putting 16 of these on there, like, good lord, that maybe if we're going interstellar, but even at that point, that's only just so that we can get there faster. What's that? Oh, great. My cats just got under the bed. They've learned how to open the drawer. That's fine, they crawl under there and then they go into the one drawer and they fall asleep where I keep all my spare linens. Which is why I keep all my spare linens in their own, like, sets inside of pillowcases that are now covered in fur. But that's fine. Because if Spaz is there and Ronnie's there, that means it's Jeff. And Jeff has free roam wherever that big guy needs to go. Alright. So if we're going to use that, we're going to need a big ass... I'd really like to do a first and second stage, an ascent stage, and then an orbit, and I guess you'd call it a jump stage. So basically what I'm saying is I really want to overbuild the hell out of this thing. So, well, let's see. Let's get the struts back. Oh, that's going to crash into the coupler. Alright, we're going to run the struts directly to the coupler, which has a known bug, but we'll just see what happens, because we're crazy like that. That is... You know what? That'll work. Because they're overlapping, so it'll add a... That just looks funny. So it'll add a slight bit of rigid... How would you... Rigidity? Rigidity? I don't know, maybe if I got a little bit higher I could come up with that word. Alright, let's strut this up now that we know where we're going. Even though the game probably won't, because it'll probably do that weird cross thing again. Yep. You know what? Just to avoid any possible weird clipping things. Oh, this isn't working. Oh, we gotta... Alright. Just doing that weird thing where it doesn't want to trash your items. Oh, and definitely a big recommendation. Oh crap, what did I just grab? Oh, let me undo that. That wasn't a strut, I think I grabbed a decoupler or something. Alright. Strut. Oh, I grabbed whatever. Ah, I must have grabbed that light. Okay, grab this. Yeah, anyway, if you're having weird issues with a part, come on, trash. You may have to just, what the oh, okay. See, like it won't let me trash, it also won't let me, like sometimes you just have to place a part to get it to actually let you like throw other parts away. But anyway, if you having problems with a part not wanting to stick or whatever, it's generally recommended just to trash the part, because sometimes the bugs attach themselves to the part itself. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know why that's still showing 4 when I have it on 2, but let's put that there. This is all buggy. Oh, we'll just see what that does. That might just be enough to hold it in place. Alright. So, now we need some big-ass engines underneath that. We have the large adapter. Let's go with large. Let's see. Should be okay with a medium. I'm sorry. A medium length. Large tank. Okay. Have to go warm up my coffee. Lock watcher shall return. Large engines, we're not going to need the mammoths. So we'll go with some rhinos. Go 4. Okay. I think that'll be enough for our orbital burn. And maybe to give us a push towards Eve. And then we can always finalize the trajectory up there with that ridiculous, well, hopefully ridiculous amount of hydrogen fuel. Let's get some more decouplers. God, this is going to be a mess on staging. 4-way. Why isn't it? It's doing that weird thing again. If I flip it, will it go 4? No. Well, watch, let's see. If I stick out like that, and grab the whole thing. What? There we go. This is so weird. Let me quick save and try to reload it. Because this... The couplers, or the decouplers, or couplers, whatever you want to call them, they are very buggy. Oh yeah, this rocket's getting ridiculous. We're not even down to the first stage yet, and I may have to add, and I'm going to add boosters to it, because that really does help. Let's see, what the French? Symmetry on these is just weird sometimes. Since that is obviously a bug that just likes to be there. Let's see if we can get this to 4-way again. Alright. And it worked that time. Like, this is fine. This is fine. Nah, I mean, it's not that big a deal. You just gotta learn to work with the bugs. I mean, it's, as I've said, it's early access. Like, you listen to some people that play this game, like, they're getting angry. Oh, I can't believe, I mean, I get a little frustrated here and there, but, like, some of these people just get angry. Sorry, I'm trying to elevate the rocket. I'm not. Alright. Okay. So I'm still working with how this all works. So now we're all the way over here. Like, sorry if you're screaming at the screen going, you dumbass, you gotta do this. I'm sorting it out. Alright, we are good. Now we can build something ridiculous underneath. Oh, we're gonna need a whole lot of oomph to get this big mammer jammer off the ground. Out of curiosity, what is this? Wow, this would actually get off the ground right now. Okay, it's not bad. Oh, I did learn something today. I was I was watching a YouTube video, like one of these little basic tutorial things on like how to achieve orbit. Oh, by the way, sorry. A lot of people like this shirt, so I'll go ahead and figure out where the hell my camera is. There you go. Love this shirt. But I was watching like a 6-minute little quick tutorial on orbit, attaining orbit. And one of the things they said was you don't necessarily want a rocket that takes off like a mother Frencher because it's less stable. So having a thrust to rate ratio between 1.1 and 1.5 seems to be optimal for control, especially if you're very unstable, especially if your rocket's very unstable. Oh, thank you. I just saved it. I don't know if you can hear that. That's the save noise. If you're ready, in 3, 2, 1. Bloop. That's the save noise. They actually had to add that in the first patch. I guess it was one of those things that got overlooked. But it was actually brought up just to make sure we want to hear that bloop, just to have that assurance that we saved. Alright, so we need a whole lot of up. Whole lot of up. We may not even need that much up, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, apparently we're still good as far as weight goes. I don't get it, but okay. Let's slap some mammoths on the bottom of that. The mammoth being currently the most powerful engine. This little guy, that's good for like big landers and general stuff. But let's boop. Put that mammer jammer. What is our thrust to weight? Like, we may not need boosters. I don't know. We still gotta add a bunch of stuff. We gotta actually. Damn, I forgot as we go. Oh boy, we're gonna test symmetry here, folks. Put that there. Actually, let me put that there. Put this here. We need some reaction wheels so that we can actually steer this thing. Reaction wheel. I guess if you don't know, like I had to learn this, reaction wheels are basically mechanical weights that literally, however it does it, like you hear, like in the game you hear, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's basically swinging weights around as momentum. Just a very, extremely calculated fashion. But that way you can steer with battery and not propellant. Alright, let's try this again. There. This may actually go straight up now, too. Nope. I figured it would go up to that. Alright, so we got reaction wheels there. I know we had some under... I know we had some here somewhere. If not, we'll sort it out. But we shouldn't need a whole lot for those anyway. Alright, so we got reaction wheels there. These stages are gigantic. So they'll all get ones up top. And let's put one on the bottom as well. Really does help. Okay, and... oh, you know what? Think about that. Well, we got one right there, one right there. Let's put one here as well. Just to help. Alright. Alright, so now we have control. I'll add some solar panels, a couple just to make sure we have power on the set. Actually, I'll put those... Yeah, actually I'll put those up here. That way they travel with us longer. And that way we don't have to get the big foldy out ones. We'll just have a bunch of little ones on there. Actually, no, you know what? We'll put two flexi, deployable ones on the hydrogen stage. That way it helps eliminate part count. We'll leave these little ones up here for the lander. But for interspace travel, we'll just use big ones. That way, I'd rather have two bigger deployable panels than like 8 or 12 smaller panels, simply because of part count. And the bigger ones are way more efficient for part count, anyway. Alright, anyway, blah, 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 blah. But, ah, gee, come on. What the f... we're getting there. Yay! Good grief. That means all our strutting got messed up because we moved the stages. Oh, yeah, like there's the struts. Okay. See if there's any more strut stumps laying around. That way we're not wasting our parts count. Alright, let me see if I can get in here. Restrut that. I think we're done up top. Let's just go with 2. I'd really rather fasten it to the top. Hold on. I can't. Can I change my view? No, I can't. Of course not. Hold on. I need to... Come on, man. And my zooms, everything's froze up. What are we doing here? Whew. It's still a little weird. You definitely got some bugs action going in here. Let me lock. There we go. Lock onto that. Hey, there's another. Let's just get rid of that. Grab that. 2x symmetry. Let's put that down there. Spin around and attach that up there. Don't feel like the other side worked, but I can't tell because it's still doing that 4x thing even though I'm only asking for 2. Come on. Oh, we'll see what it does. Okay. Let's put our 2 panels up here. I'm trying to finish things as I work my way down. Not communication. Battery. Where the hell's the battery? Let's see. These are shift key. The shift key thing isn't working. Like to see more? Like that's not working again too. And that's weird, like sometimes opening up the parts manager will make this side work. Sometimes it's the other way around. See, the shift to view more isn't working, which is annoying because that kind of tells you important stuff for either shift key. But alright, we'll just wing it. Where are we at? The battery again. Oh no, that's only deployable. That's the one that's retractable. Okay. Oh, it's lagging on parts. We may have to restart, but let's see what happens. What in the world? Okay, we're just going to go with 1. So as not to trip out the symmetry again. So we'll put 1 right here. We'll put it in the middle. And we'll grab 1 more. Oh boy. We may have to have a puff and restart. We'll see how this goes. When it starts dragging on grabbing parts, it usually means it's about to get fun. Alright. Solar up there. We got everything else we needed up there. Coming down here. Must weigh a ton or 2. Let's see. It weighs... fueled up 1 kiloton. Still not as tall as Booster 7 and Ship 24. I do love these engineer reports. I do like the ones that you can get with the modded versions of the game, but what are we looking at here? Oh, do I want Separatrons? No, I shouldn't need Separatrons for these. I'll stage it up so that as soon as you hit the stage, it engages the next engine just to blow it off. Alright, so that means I'm going to... What else? Do I need anything else in here? I got batteries and stuff up there. Should be fine for launch. I'm not going to bother remote controlling these. They can just crash into the ocean. I'm not going to try to land 4 boosters. Well, I don't know that you really be able to land them. Well, not very easily yet. What am I missing, folks? Am I missing anything else besides fins? Guess I'll go ahead and strut these. Put a couple struts in here for not on the coupler. So let's put. Okay. And try to steady out these. Steady. The hydrogen stages can get a little floppy. Okay, we'll see how that does. And try. We're gonna need some finny fins. What's up, Coach Seagal? Let's get some stabilizers on this ridiculous thing. Why is that minimized? That's weird. Yeah, that should be good. Where are we? With those 4 engines, we have enough to take off. If that's accurate, then we're not going to need a booster. Let's see, by the time this stage goes off, I don't think we're really going to need anything aerodynamic, but since this is a ridiculously sized rocket, let's go ahead and just add a little bit of help up there. I'm not worried about Separatrons. Let's put Separatrons on the hydrogen stage, just in case we release the hydrogen stage before we deploy everything. Because I can get the rover, I can eke the rover out of there, but the satellites might be a little tighter. So, let's get some... The Separatrons are the little tiny boosters that help aim the rocket away from you in your, well, whatever direction you want it to go in. If we put those... that. Put it right on that support. Then let's tweak it a little bit. Focus on it, zoom in. When I focus on it, like to change focus, like over here, or object, I'm hitting the middle mouse button. Oh wow, that's glad I focused on it. Let's go ahead and make that less weird. There you go. It looks like more reality. Bring it up. And I want this to be... Actually, I wouldn't mind it blowing down in a way. So it's about 30 degrees-ish. Cool. Alright. Game is experiencing a lag spike. Ah. Click, that means I must have right-clicked. Alright, let's put some Separatrons over here. Right up on that. Yep. Okay. Snap back on just to get it into our basic spots there. Snap that off. Click in. This tweak tool, or whatever what do they call it? The rotate and translate. The fine tuner. It's really nice. Oh, wait a minute. I want it to go the other way, right? That's about the same. That's good enough. Alright. That should help blow them out and away. You know what? Let's do one more set. Let's see if I can get up in there. Hold on. Ugh. Let me get to where I want to be a little better. Alright. There. That actually has 4 of them showing, so it means that's actually going to let me go there. Alright. This way, this one will blow it out, just so that when they separate, they don't, where's the camera? They don't do this and squish the rover on the bottom, just in case. So we'll do that, snap that there. Click, 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 and let's just tuck that in. Can we rotate it just enough to get the stands out and then not look too weird? Yeah, that's alright. Cool. Alright. Alright, that'll keep our payload safe. Coach Seagal, I don't know how much you've seen, but oh, I gotta retract the ladders. Come on, parts manager. Just talked about how much better you are. You're making me look bad. There's so much more that makes me look bad. Anyway, let's see the ladder. You can see they tuck in as well. The runged ones don't, but I did just recently figure out that the rungs, like, you can tuck them in a lot more. So I may tweak that later off stream. Like, again, that's the, I mean, literally, like, move it a quote inch, and then load the launch pad. Can you grab it? Okay, go back, push it in another inch, you know, back and forth. I was going to make a joke about the weight of all the bling lights on the rover, and now we are here. Yes, Gas Masher, now we are here. By the way, C for toggling snap mode. Easy to straighten something out and then fine-tune it without snap mode. It gives you a nice 90-degree snap at first, and as usual. Oh, okay. I will try that on... Oh, yeah, look at that. can see the little magnet on and off. Nice. Yeah, a lot of times I don't use the keyboard shortcuts, especially not at first. Well, that looks terrible. But I don't know. Oh no, it did the weird thing. Okay, hold on. Let's just snap that back. Anytime you're ready. There we go. Alright, now let's hit the back button, because that just got weird. Alright, so the game is kind of bugging out a little bit. But sometimes, if you're in the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and you go out to launch, it kind of, you know, I guess it reloads a different... Yeah, that's been moving a lot lately, too. It, like, reloads, I guess, a different part of the game, different simulation, whatever, and sometimes it will fix itself. Guess we'll find out. I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger. Does that? Oh, that does sit on top. Yeah, let's put that over here. I would like if that would pop up over here from now on. I don't know if there's a way to lock that in yet or not. The parts manager. Oh, you can resize the parts manager now. Before you couldn't. Not that it likes it. But, okay. Alright, wingspan, let's pull that out a bit. Angle doesn't need to be like that. That looks pretty good. The root. Again, the angle. Yeah, it looks like a lawn dart. I may have to, like, pee. Have to see if we have a, like a 2 or 3 minute burn. I can go pee and... I mean, not pee in the burn, you know what I mean. Might as well make these just a little bit bigger. Alright, that's cool. I guess it doesn't want to stay over there. That's fine. I feel like we're pretty good for a test launch. What do we have? Let's see here. Yeah, we don't, Tim, you really don't want to ride the entire way there in the seats, the grumble seats. I like that. I'm not seeing Valentina. I think it's because like they have this thing, like it's literally like they have to be debriefed now. So like if you use someone in a mission and you recover the vessel, like you don't see them for a few, like literally like days or hours, like in game time. So she'll be back. She just got back, you know, in game time a couple hours ago. So we'll take Bob, Tim. We'll take a full crew. We're not rescuing anybody. Landkin. Okay, we'll take Landkin. Got to watch though. Sometimes it will fill a seat when you. That's another bug someone has figured out lately that occasionally does. When you go to launch, sometimes it will just fill the seat in. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so what do we got here? We have a lander. We had everything we needed in that already. We should probably add... Well, no, I think that'll be enough parachutes for now. We're not landing that on Eve. We're landing that little guy with 800 parachutes. Hopefully that'll be enough parachutes as well. It's really light, so I think we'll be okay. Stabilizers. Use snap for a second to straighten it back out. Yeah, and then immediately back out to fine tune it. Yeah. Looks great. Will it fly? It'll fly. It'll definitely go somewhere. I think that's all we need. I think we're good to launch. Man, I really... Oh, no, we're not good to launch. Oh, good grief. I gotta fix staging. Jesus. Oh, this is a lot of staging, too. Alright. Actually, you know what? Oh, well, where's our engineering report? We have a good thrust-to-weight ratio. That's good. That's good. If for some reason we don't have enough fuel in the first stage, I may just hang some tanks off of the outside. We strutted it, but I don't see the struts. I guess we'll see if they load. Let me go ahead and save it. Towers. We need to add towers. That'll work. Wow. Okay, we should probably lower it. I don't think we need it to be this tall. See, that's the one thing that's I find difficult is grabbing, like finding the sweet spot to grab the entire rocket all at once. Sometimes that can be a little weird to find, because you'd think it would be right there where the little cross thing is, but it's usually not. We'll leave it at that in case we need to add anything to the bottom. Alright, let's save it. Yeah, I've really got to pee. So if y'all could hold the fort for just a minute, because I don't know that I'll be able to wait until launch, or orbital. So just give me a second. The background might get weird. Like, I gotta pee. One moment, please. Alright. And did I wash my hands with soap and water? I did not, but I have Purell gel, alcohol gel right there for quick times or overnight, because, man, if I'm sleeping at like 2:30 in the morning, I gotta get up and pee. I do not necessarily feel like washing my hands, but I know Purell will accomplish the same thing. And after frickin' COVID, there's, it's everywhere now. Captain Jim, security reporting, Scruff Dog. There is a bunch of suspicious-looking characters here, though. Yeah, they're a little, you gotta watch them. Keep an eye on them. Alright, so, are we ready to blow this thing up, or not? Let's quick save. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I mean, this is me building, so we gotta do this. Hold on. Oh, go, like, in the chat, go ahead and throw, like, what do you think of the color scheme with the base of gray and the blue? Like, are we good with that? Do you guys want to see something else? Let me know. Originally, I was thinking, like, white and red because of, like, YouTube, of changing it to the red, because this would be more like YouTube colors, but if you have any ideas, throw it out there. But for now, if we got to look good. Hold on, how many parts do we have? You know what? We're pushing 400 parts in a game that gets weird after 200. Let's save the lights. Let's just go ahead and launch. You only get 2 colors. Well, as far as I know, you only get 2 colors, Joe Russ. Oh boy, let's see. And we're launching in the dark. Oh yeah, and all the colors up there, that's the satellites. Well, we're already at 11 frames a second, and we haven't launched. Alright. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, crud. Hold on, I forgot to fix the staging. Yeah, the first thing that thing would have did was drop the rocket on the ground. Sorry. LD to launch director. Abort, abort, abort. Alright, let's spend the next fucking half hour fixing the fucking staging here. Okay, let's just add a couple on the bottom to start. And we gotta back that ass up so we can actually see all of the rockets. So that is our 4 supports. That is the second thing. 4 engines, that's first. Light those, let it go. Eventually we're gonna get to that. Couple all 4 of those. This is moving along nicely. We want to put those together so that when it separates, it blows those out of the way. Let's get rid of these empty ones. Next we have that stage. Yes, that's good by itself. That decoupler I want to, well, there's, oh boy, okay, now there's all the mess of decouplers from the upper stage. So when we separate those decouplers, that's when we're going to be using the separatrons. Why does it do this? Like, come on. And then, like, you can do that, and it obviously wants to pair those 4 together, so I don't know if there's a shortcut key to do it, but it doesn't. It's like, if you know you want those together, why didn't you just put them together? Because this will get those 4 and those 4, and that's just all the same stage even. Maybe that's coming to a... Is that the other one? No. Where's the other one? Let me move this down here. What is this one? No, that is the other one. Okay. Sheesh. Alright, let's move that up so we have space in there for shuffling shit around. Parachutes, parachutes, parachutes. No, don't group those. They grouped all the parachutes together. You know what? That's fine. Because ultimately, once the stages are separated, the parachutes will self-separate. You know what I mean? So we'll leave that like that. That's fine. All these decouplers. What do we have? We got that little fella. Those are on the buggy. This is that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay, these 4 go together. Alright, yep. And what is this one? Is that the other? Oh, that's the last stage. So that ought to actually go all the way up here. We'll just put that in front of the parachutes. Get rid of this. Get rid of that empty one. Get rid of that empty one. That up there. Get rid of that empty one. I hope there's an easier way to do this in the future. Let's see. Mouse has a 2-hour drive home. Be careful. Dragging the stage around. Alright, those are the 2. Those have to stay separate. So let's put this... Where's the lower? The lower one's the one that's involved in the staging. This one just needs to be above everything else. That one will never be automatically triggered. That's the one that drops us off of the pod once we're landed, so that can just go up there somewhere. These 4, before these 4 separate, we need to fire the separatrons. Okay, when those 4 separate, we need to fire the engines to blow that stage clear. Then when it's time to... Yeah, next what we would want is to separate... Actually, no, I'm going to stick that up top here by itself. That one will manually trigger when it's time. And so all that stuff's kind of up here, just out of the way. Let's actually move those above the parachutes so that we don't accidentally trigger them. Just kind of keep them out of the staging sequence. Because I would prefer to have those under manual control through the parts manager. Okay, alright, where are we at here? So, engine, launch, separation and second stage ignition, separation and third stage ignition. Then when it's time, we'll fire the separatrons, and then third stage separation. And then we're left with landing thrusters. Then at some point we'll want to separate from that. And then we run into our parachutes and our, I don't know, locked out stages. The stages will never, we don't need to trigger automatically. Alright. Save that, quick save. And let's run the Gambit engine release. Second stage, third stage, prepare for separation, lander, pod, and then all the coupling in here is just going to be manually controlled. I think we are good. All right. Burp. All right, folks. See, any other thing I don't know is which key I'm going to have to hit to turn east once we're presumably going into the air. So we'll I'll sort that out on our way up. And I'm going to have some strawberry cough. Oh yeah, Steven. Stage 3 is going to be interesting. With this setup, with the game, we know it's already buggy. I'm getting 8 smooth frames per second. The actual frame rate's going between 7 and 9, 5, 6, 4, 8. It's everywhere. All right, let's see. Hey, we are oriented correctly. Nice. Oh. Well, hopefully we have enough fuel because I did not set us up for a proper transfer window. But actually, once we get into orbit, we can just wait a year or two and just spin around in orbit to get a good transfer window in. Where's my paper? Okay, we're good over there. Look, I've been taking notes. On when to, like, your best slingshot opportunities. Yeah, it's a little dark. Should have launched during the day, but I don't know what lights are on here. Just the lights inside the satellites on the rover. Try to look up so it doesn't have to render the center. Let's start our gravity turn. I feel like we're going to be pretty stable. That woke the neighbors. Did you hear something? Try to get a little closer to 90 degrees here. Easy. There. Alright. Let's go ahead and lock prograde. Start our gradually doing our turn here as we're getting into the second level as atmosphere. flopping around. That's always nice. Let's go ahead and push this thing over a little bit. Third layer of atmosphere, so we're going to go ahead and do our turn. Hold that right there. A little more. Got to get our prograde laying down a little bit here. Apoapsis is coming up. It's going to be close on fuel. It's definitely time to lay this thing over. And get back to 90 degrees. Try to get back to 90 degrees. There we go. Oh, got it. Way off 90 degrees. Come on now. Wow, what are you doing? Hold on. Prograde. There we go. Up just a little more. Let's try to get up to about 100. I'm looking at the number in the lower left. Usually 100 kilometers is usually a good starting point. All right. Keep it at prograde. Let's see here. Should have enough fuel to get to orbital. As long as this game holds steady. It seems like most of the bugs that I've been dealing with have been in the vehicle assembly building. So hopefully we can avoid any issues here during flight. You need Separatians in one group, but it looks like it's one booster per stage. What you're doing? Yeah, they're all firing off at once. They're all, where are they at? Right here. Right before that stage separates. No, I didn't actually. Yeah, see how the game's kind of doing that weird thing? Like, that took it a good few seconds before it actually started the time warp. Alright, 36 seconds. We'll start our burn here momentarily. If you hear that noise, that's the electric. That's the RCS. That's the reaction wheels doing their thing. Alright, let's start our burn. And again, I'm just looking in the lower left at my PE, that's my periapsis. We want that to be you know, go from negative, which basically means crashing, into the positive. And you want to, from what I understand, you want to try and keep it so that you're almost always not quite to your periapsis. Like how it says T-minus 9 seconds. Like you always want to kind of be right before it and try to finish your burn as you're getting to the periapsis itself. That's like the most efficient way to do it, as I'm learning. We're actually going to end up going past it a little bit, but that's okay. We have enough fuel. But as you can see, the closer you get, the faster your periapsis comes up. And I'm holding it right there at the AP, so we're actually in one of our more efficient zones right now for fuel. Fuel versus results, you know. And that'll work. We have reached orbit. We still have just a little bit of fuel. We can use that to make corrections. We are at 98 degrees, so we're probably going to have to make a little adjustment to reach the same plane as Eve. But since we are in stable orbit, why don't we just go ahead and enjoy the view. Let's get over to the daytime. There we go. Let's enjoy the view for a second, and I don't even know where I'm at anymore. What was that noise? Sounded like someone dropping the beat. Where are we? Oh. Never heard wind before. That's weird. So this view, I'm like on the thing, I guess. Let me go back to body. Body's usually a good one. There we go. Alright, so that's our current monster. I'm going to have a little vape here. It is nice to be able to play this game and not always need to use a maneuver node. Just relying on something that is currently a little buggy. But it looks like everything held stable. The ding-donger wasn't flopping around like I thought it would, so that one strut plus possible invisible strut seems to be doing just fine. There we go. Give that a second. And we're going to go a little past 3 o'clock today. I don't know how much, maybe till 3:30 at the most. But we're having a groovy time. Alright, I guess since we're up here, we can go ahead and pop those out. These little guys. Oh, yeah. Forgot to put... When did I put those big-ass ones on there? I don't actually remember doing that. That's weird, but okay. Way overkill for what we need, but I thought there was just those two little dudes. That's... Huh. Oh, no. Sorry, that's the ones that are in the satellite. Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and tuck that in before it realizes that it should clip and destroy our rocket. I guess that's something I need to get around to doing the custom groups. Alright, let's see where our orbit is compared to Eve. We're definitely not going to have enough thrust on this stage to reach Eve. But if our axis is too far off, it will be enough to give a slight correction. Because, yeah, we're really pitched up, and Eve actually pitches the other way. So, yeah, we're going to have to use the rest of our first stage to do a pitch correction. Oh, you know, that was Minma's. There's Eve. Eve is slightly out of tilt. Yeah, but yeah, it's either way, it's the wrong way. So we're gonna have to do here, and that is what that will be a that way burn. Okay. So that'll be a decent spot. And is that about half? No. Right. You want to do your axis burn like right between periapsis and apoapsis, so that'll do right there. I think if we set Kerbin to the target, I think it'll actually tell us our little pivot point. I guess not. Alright, whatever. I know it's going to be right about there. We're going to have to do a purple downy deal, so let's go ahead and line that up. Anytime you're ready. We have electricity. I know there's reaction. Yeah, there's reaction wheels right there. Why isn't this doing it? Oh, not bad. We're still in time warp mode. I'll let that straighten out, then we'll time warp to our little burn. We'll just use the rest of the fuel up, if need be, just to correct it as much as possible. And then we'll use the transfer burn to do any further corrections. And we're going to have to do like an orbit thing to line up Eve with the good transfer window, which is going to be about like a slice of pie. Like if you go from Kerbin to Kerbal, you know, if you go from Earth to the Sun to Venus, or Eve, it's about the slice of a pie. All right, keep that there. All right, we are here. Let's make sure that maneuver point's where I thought it was, or where I want it to be. Yep, check chat, see what's up, how everybody doing. Target Eve to see, okay, yeah. Gotcha. Alright, but we got it here, so. Let's get around to there. No, actually, I should do it right at the axis of the Earth. Come on. Because right now we're only worried about... I know I don't have enough fuel to match Eve, but I got enough fuel to straighten it out in comparison to this place. What's that mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. Alright, let's go ahead to that. Burn what we got. Oh, yeah, the M key, yeah. Alright. Make sure we are lined up. Which basically means stare at it for a minute and see if it goes whoop, 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 whoop. But it is where it needs to be. Go back to map view. We're going to light it up right when it's in line with Earth's, or right before it's, come on, in line with Earth's orbital line there. That's weird. Oh, it's because it's following the Earth's rotation. Okay. Like, we're not trying to necessarily line right up with the burn. There we go. A little more. That'll work. Alright, let's go ahead and burn it. Are we good? We're good. And let's fix our orbit. Nice. It's weird. We're currently experiencing the no volume bug. I feel like I went just a pinch too far. Let me spin that around. Well, yeah, we'll spin it around. Let me bump it up just a pinch. And then since we have, we may have enough fuel to. Actually, why don't I just do that? Let me go to our APO, and I'm going to straighten it out that way. Then we will set up our transfer window. Alright, if I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah. That's fine if we go a little bit past that. It's not a big deal. You want to do something there, bro? Yeah, like, whoop, anytime you're ready. Needed you to do that like a minute ago. It's big, it's lumpy. Apparently the reaction wheels are not the sturdiest, or as strong as they were. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I think we're good enough there. Let's go ahead and just fire the rest. Ah, that's not bad. Look at that. Pretty decent orbit. Alright, so now we got to get rid of that. Let me go back to auto view. Where are we at? Let's go prograde. The view is really weird. Alright, now it's getting better. Okay. Just in relation to how the rocket was, but now I see what's up. Yeah, we're good. Well, we're backwards, but we're good. I don't want to turn on RCS because then it'll, since fuel separation isn't working right, if I turn on RCS thrusters, it'll just start firing off all the ones on the satellites and the landing pod, and I don't feel like manually going in and disabling all the RCS thrusters. So I've just been avoiding using RCS when I have the satellite train on there. Alright, so that stage is empty. Let's go ahead and do a quick poof to lose it. Nice. Thank you for your service. Enjoy your ride. Alright. We are good as far as our orbit goes. Let's check our transfer window. Let's get way out here. Alright, so Eve needs to be right about here. Yeah, so we have that backwards piece of pie. Let's see how quickly this fast forward does, or if we're going to need to. Is it moving? We need more fast forward. What vessels do we have? Do we have anything out in far orbit somewhere like that? That's debris. It won't let us focus on debris. We can blow it up though. Let's see. That's the one thing I forget. Like, I really need to set higher orbits so that if I need to fast forward, I can like actually do it. Debris. Can't do anything with. Can't actually watch it. There's nothing anywhere else. Alright. Let me see here. What kind of workaround can we do besides changing our orbits? If I go here, let's see what happens. If I can fast forward, or if I just like completely destroyed everything. I probably should have quick saved, dumbass. That's not doing anything for us. Okay. Let's just go back to tracking station. Okay, it hasn't accidentally destroyed us. That's always nice. But we have crap for fast forward. 5 tons of fuel should get us. That's not much delta V in that stage. What are we on my weird second stage? Oh no, that stage is already gone. Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah. Let's see. I mean, it's not horribly out of place for the transfer window, and I don't think we want to see it here all day. So let's just see what we can do, shall we? I think there's a way to fix that, like when you're on. Hold on, let's at least get to the daylight. I think there's a way to fix that when you're sitting on the launch pad, but I don't want to abandon this in orbit, since another part of the bug game is if you leave things in orbit, sometimes they just randomly deorbit themselves. Lockwatcher says this is pretty amazing. It's a cool game, and like, you know, it's an alpha, it's only going to get better. It's going to be nice as the graphics get better, and then like when the game gets more stable and I start like allowing myself to install mods, get even better stuff going on, especially graphics wise. But let me shut the hell up. Let's see. I figure we're probably going to want to... Phew. Now calm down with the thing, jeez. Probably want to somewhere around there. We'll adjust as need be. Wow, we do not have much delta V on this stage. What the... Oh boy, well, I guess let's see what we can do. We may already be finished our flight. We have to go back and add more fuel. Let's just set this for maximum push and see what it allows us to do. Alright, where does that put us? That doesn't do schmack for us. I thought I would have more delta V on these hydrogen engines. That's a shame. What if let's just check a couple spots. Because sometimes, yeah, you can get, nope. I don't think it gave us enough delta V. Or I don't think I gave us enough delta. That almost gets us there, but then we can't do anything once we're there. Son of a biscuit. Alright, well, let's, we gotta go back. We can't really do anything with that. We're not gonna have nearly enough fuel to do anything once we get there. Alright, well, we are learning. Let's take some time and see if we can build something bigger that can still get airborne. Sorry, folks, but I guess that's all part of learning. That was the last of my coffee. I have water. I am going to grab some candy cane / cool mix to celebrate the fact that we did build a stable rocket. Whatever happened with the colors thing? Hold on, let me scroll up. Colors. Did anybody actually say anything about some colors? I think most people said it looked alright. Where's the rainbow suggestion? It's World Unicorn Day today. Alright. Alright. What are you thinking, Ed? Calm down. I was thinking red and black, but the black on spaceships is so dark, like it's just hard to see once you're in space. Like I kind of like the lighter, like a lighter base color. I've seen a couple people on YouTube with like a black base color and like a dark color, and it just just seems too dark. Sorry, Scruff Dog. Gotta go, guys. Dinner arrived. Alright, Cap. Have a groovy dinner. Well, we do have green. We could do a dank. How do you change that? I feel like it's somewhere in one of these menus. Oh, is this? Ah, there we go. Okay. We could do a dank green. Yeah, I ain't doing pink. It's kind of a dank looking darker green. Let's see what that looks like. This is the first time I've actually opened the color managers, just so that you are aware. Apply to... This is parts. I'll apply to assembly. Okay. Restore agency colors. Is that how that works? No. Ah, okay, you actually gotta click it. Okay. Let's go a little bit darker. Yeah, okay. It says, crazy idea, break orbit and accelerate and meet the planet from the front. Hard to explain without hands. Don't quite have the vocabulary to explain it. Do you mean just like crash into the planet? That's fairly easy. The base color. Oh, what's that? What's that? Oh. That's a little weird. What's that? Maybe a little less. That's alright. That's a little dank. It's got some dank to it. I can work with that. Good call. Edbird, the planet comes up instead of the ship going down. You'll have to explain that to me one day. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you on crack? Oh, how do you make this go away now? Is that another bug? Yeah, right there. And then be done. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. Sorry, I don't know that I've ever clicked anything other than that before. Oh, roll to those two, yeah. Okay. I have no idea what these buttons do. I'll figure that out one day. Top left. Oh, I guess going up. Speaking of top left, why don't we go ahead and save the tube lander. It's a tube lander with dong. The fully loaded tube lander. Alright. So there's colors. So we need more fuel. We need a lot more fuel. So, how do I want to do this without breaking the game? We need more hydrogen, mostly. Let me save. Okay. Not quite ready to use the bulbous holy moly deal. Not quite. What size are these? Those are mediums. Okay, we should... How big are large? Large are a lot bigger. Okay. We need to switch this over to large tanks. Like 2 large tanks. How is this going to work? We're going to have to restrut everything. Hopefully the symmetry doesn't destroy itself. I just saved, so we're good there. Okay, let's make this the focus. So we need, what is attached? So we got all those separatrons, that's not a big deal. Now we have separatrons and we have the solar panels. Where'd the solar panels go? Are those still like in space over here? No, just don't see them. Alright, well, nonetheless. We can get rid of, let's grab it from the reaction wheel, then we'll grab the coupler, and we'll grab this little guy. Like, we may bring that back in, but not right now. That's another reaction. Or is that a reaction? That's a reaction wheel, is that? I think that's a reaction wheel, right? Yeah, okay. So we're not going to need that. We're not going to need that. Let's take this whole thing and just thank you for stopping by. Thank you for playing the home game. And now we need to sort out how we're going to get all this shit to work with that. So we're going to have to build down. Just build. I don't know that we can build bigger. Say we got to focus on this again. I kind of got to pee again. I drank a lot of coffee today. Because if we go with... I mean, if we just... come on, lag machine. That is all up in the satellites. Like, that is clipping like a big dog. So we can't put those there. Well, let's leave that there since loading inventory is flaky at the moment. So, okay, let's put this here. Go 4x symmetry. That's the same thing we had before, I realize that. So we're just going to do something a little different. We're going to build the tallest rocket I have ever built. Give it a second, it's loading. There we go. Come on. YouTube's waiting, baby. Copy that. Like, we're just... Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. Boy, this is going to be very gold. We're probably going to have to add some fuel down on the bottom as well. Alright, we are now clear of the dong. Come on, Biggie. How bad are these clipping together? Not bad enough that I care. Oh, yeah, I think we got enough fuel now. Dear Lord. Oh, I gotta pick the whole assembly up. It's too tall now. Nice. Alright, where's the sweet spot? There it is. Up. And then we gotta come over here. And up. Because that goes up and moves it back closer to the center. Alright. Nope, I didn't say that. Alright, I think that's enough fuel that, with these, I think that quadrupled our fuel now. Probably doubled the weight. Well, I guess on the whole rocket it added probably, what, 20%. Alright, let's get some... Ow. Ooh, Charlie horse. Oh, no cats. Alright, stretch. Oh, yeah. No, not a jet engine. Alright. Hydrogen. There we go. Now we can use these jammer mammers. Not have such a long burn. Anytime. Oh, wait. I gotta put reaction wheels on this thing for sure. Let me put that over on the side. Grab this. Put that there. Utility. Large reaction wheel. Come on. Hey, Lori. Welcome to the stream. Right, got a reaction wheel on that. Just for kicks. Because I enjoy flying a stable rocket. Let's put a reaction wheel right in the middle of the stage. She's slow to snap. That's alright. Slap that on there. That's cool. We'll strut that up here in a moment. And that goes there. Oh, no, we need four-way, please. Please.
Please. Thank you, mister.
Alright. Alright. Oh, that should be enough fuel for everything. You know what? That's not going to work great because we can't get the ding-dong out. So, why don't we actually separate? God, so many more parts. Good grief, Charlie Brown. So we're going to make the this big-ass stage here will get us where we're going, and then once we are at Venus, we can break off and use these smaller engines again, just like the other stage. God damn, I'm glad I got these freaking upgrades. Jesus. Alright, it's doing that weird thing. Oh, there it is. Please work. Snap. Oh, we gotta resecure the ding-dong in the middle as well. That we want to secure to this stage. Let me grab struts real quick. Do that on the 2 thing. When it loads, the scruff super heavy. Ugh. Let's see. Let's go from. Turn it a little bit. Why is it? That's. I don't think it's actually going to put 8 of them on. Oh my god, it is. Alright, well, whatever. See what happens there. Kind of feeling like, you know what, maybe we just put 1 strut on it. because, yeah, that's going crazy. The symmetry does not, which I get, it's trying to go from weird symmetry to weird symmetry to, yeah. Alright, we're going to do the struts one at a time. Ooh, nobody asked you to change the view, but boss. Balls. Did it leave any remnants? It did, damn it. That's the other thing it does. Such junking up your rockets with unneeded parts. Is that, no, there's another one. There's another one. There's another, jeez. Is that it? Frickin' frack. Alright. One. Let's just go from here. Snap to it. Come on. Oh yeah, and the other thing I do to try and help with the stream is I turn the computer on and it just sits here for like an hour with everything running, just so Windows can do all its stupid background stuff that it does when you start up, because, you know, the first thing you want to do when you start your computer is wait for Windows to be dumb. Alright, we'll try a single strut. If we need to, I'll do it. Ah, fuck it, I'm here. Let me just do another single strut. But I let it sit and settle just to, you know, utilize as much resources as possible. Snappy, snappy. And up to there. Sweet. Alright. So that still may pogo up and down, like in the graphics wise, but apparently structurally it now will actually hold. Medium decoupler. Oh man, we gotta redo all the staging again. That's alright. Come on. Alright, we're gonna have to go 4-way on that. See where that finishes the cone off to. That's always interesting. Yeah. It's considered like a built-in fairing. You can actually, I think you can actually turn it fairings on and off. No? I thought I saw one somewhere where you could click in it that you could actually do something with the fairings on the decouplers. Huh, alright, well maybe not, whatever. I mean, I know you can do that to see inside. Maybe some decouplers have it and some don't. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So that's that stage. And then this is going to be our deep space getting us there stage. Come on. Alright. We're going to need to strut things up. I have learned, though, that you really don't need a million struts. Like, it seems to do okay with just a couple struts here and there. Definitely helps on the parts count, because my Swiss Army rocket was up to 550 parts before I started just removing struts. Let's just put that right under the wing. We're on 4X. Click that. I don't know that strut length matters. Like, I don't know if a shorter strut is stronger. But I'm also just making it shorter because then it's less for the lighting engine to have to think about when it's rendering. We'll connect these two together. I don't know how strong they are bonding to each other. Let's see. How do you get the rover out? Once we're all separated out and we're up to this stage, I can either pop this stage clear and then just pop them right out, or turn this prograde so, you know, it's the nose is going in the direction it's going, then pop the decoupler and then use the RCS thrusters just to to slowly slide it out of the slot in between the engines. But that also depends on how much fuel we have when we get there, what we're doing. But that's kind of the idea. I'm hoping that we can just slide out just with a little bit of RCS. That's what I'm banking on anyway. I've been doing a lot of practice with RCS thrusters to manually adjust things and manual little flights on the satellites. So I think we'll be okay doing it like that. I think today's going to end up, we're going to build this rocket, and then just to avoid the risk of it blowing up mid-flight when we do a save game, we'll get to the point where we're about to launch. And then we will launch for Eve next week. I think we'll have everything we need now. We got a lot more fuel. The biggest question is going to be thrust to weight ratio when we put it together. Now we may need to add boosters. Like when this is running right, when you grab parts and you snap them, it's like click, 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 click. Like there is no delay like there is now. It's just, because it's just having a bad day. But this game is just buggy in and out. But Wednesday, less bugs, hopefully. Alright, that's all secure. We don't have to... that's all mess in there. Alright. That's all secured together. Now we need to apply... now I think we need to add more fuel to this stage. Well, you know what? Let's just slap it on there and see what it does. Except for... I do want to add more to the middle stage. Or the second stage. So where do we want to break this? That's the reaction wheel. That's the decoupler. Engine. Fin. So just one. And so what do we have? I just like to take all the pieces apart. It seems to help when you're swapping parts around. Fuel tank. These are larges, right? Yes. Okay. That there. Oh, right now, actually, I want the reaction wheel with the engine. That way your pivot point is also at your point of thrust. It seems to help. Might want to make those bigger once we put it together. Bigger fuel there, a little more fuel. Here. Let's do another half tank. Okay, good. Thank you. That there. Where's the coupler is on there, but it usually works better if you attach it to the engine first. Usually. Okay, that all went together. Now let's turn on. Let's see what happens. What? Oh, okay. Find the whole thing. I think that's it. Oh, come on. Trying again. Where are the fins? that right? I think that's right. Just click it, see what happens. Come on, Symmetry, you can do it. We have faith in you. We know you wanna. I don't even care if the fairing comes up over those hydrogen. Well, I do care if it comes up on those hydrogen engines. Alright. Let's grab this there. As far as I know, this is just basically because of the insane... Once you get over like 200 parts, this game really struggles. Ah, thank you. The Kraken seems somewhat forgiving today. This thing is... That's intense. We're reaching like starship level freaking heights here. What's our engineer report? Can we even take off? Ah. Barely. Oh, yeah, we can barely take off. That means we're going to be sitting there all day trying to get off the ground. What is our current? Oh, there's not much delta V there. It's not bad up here. What's that? Is that that stage? Oh, that's all the way up there. Yeah, we'll see what we can do here. Alright, we're gonna have to add boosters. Where do we want to put boosters? Because we're gonna have to get rid of the bottom, two of the bottom fins. So let's see how the game handles this. Not well. So I think it's putting them all back. It is neat. What if we do one, or are we going to have to just get rid of this fin? Oops. Okay, now two. Alright, let's just get rid of that. Grab a fresh one. See if that helps. It may not help. We want two, and it's giving us... we're going to do one at a time then, which is going to be weird. I'm not doing the plane thing. That gets... Well, you know what? Yeah, because that's doing symmetry one, the thing. That's doing that. Alright, let's just do it like this. Put it at the top of the green. Go ahead and copy this. Put it over here at the top. Snap it. Top of the green. That seems pretty even. And let's adjust this one. Wingspan 0.2. Try to make it easy numbers. Wing angle of something else. Yeah, if it's root length. 0.25, that works. 45, that works. Alright, 20, 45, 25. 20, 45, 25, alright. 20, 45. 25. That works. Alright. Decouplers. We are ending the stream shortly. Twofer, if it'll even work. Nope, it wants to do 4. Son of a biscuit. This is going to make this really fun. Yeah, going from 4 to 2 is difficult for this game, apparently. So we're going to put this right at the top of that line there. Copy that. Snap. Right at the top of that line. snap it. Alright. And booster. Just kind of set that there for the minute. We'll build it real quick. Where's the cone? There we go. I don't know that this is going to work either. Nope. Alright. So let's go single and single. Now we're going to have to move everything up. Yeah, a little bit. Alright. Let's see. We need to move that up about the length of the... Actually, yeah, we'll move that. We'll line these up. Right on the top of the line. Line up to the bottom of the one above it. There we go. Okay. That's cool. That's close enough. Yep, okay. And copy this. Oh, that was a quick copy. Nice. This one's got to move up a little bit. Move it up so its little pivot point is just at the top. Looks pretty level. Would have loved to have done that in symmetry mode, but you know, do what we gotta do. So we got those. These go down here. So that whole stage is there, and then we'll deal with that in a minute. Actually, we're gonna have to go here in a minute. I guess for extra stability on the way up, let's go ahead and add just not right out of the box size small. We will line that up. We'll snap it, put it right at the top of that little manifold looking thing. Was that a medium? No, that was a small. Ugh. Oh, that was a medium. Yeah, okay. Out of the box medium, snap right to that little manifold looking thing. What? Why are they two different? Alright, what did I do? Is this a wing? That's a wing. Wing stabilizer. Okay. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. Thrust to weight ratio has slightly improved. Let's do staging. We'll do a test launch real quick. If I can get this staging sorted out fast enough. See how it goes. I'm not even worried about separatrons because we will be zinging. Oh, that goes up there. These come down here. And that separates and those fire. That is correct. So we got those. Launch. Ow. Those. And that pops. And those engines light. God damn. This thing is fucking tall. Oh shit. Alright, and then hold on, so that engine fires. Let's separate these out. Obviously we don't want that like that. So this separates, and then we need these engines to fire. So those separate. those engines fire. Then at some point this separates, those engines fire to clear it. And then at some point that separates, and those, and then that, and then our parachute and our dead zones. Good grief, people. What have we done? Oh my god. Alright, let's save it. Alright, we're ready to see if this thing will even go. Steven's got decouplers at the bottom so to prevent wobbling. Just one strut. Ow. Click. Oh yeah, I gotta, yeah. Shit, I gotta put a strut on these rockets so they don't go all flip-floppy, ding-dongy. We've lost symmetry, so we'll just do them one at a time. Go there. To there. That's really probably all we're going to need. Like I said, I have sorted out that the struts are really pretty good on their own. There. To there. Alright, I think that's going to be all we're going to need for those. If not, we can come back and add real quick. So it auto-saved, and I just quick save so we can quick load this. Alright, let's go see what happens. We're not going to save it on the launch. I just want to see if it goes up, and then we will sign off here in just a few minutes. Holy moly. Ugh. That didn't blow up on the launch pad. Guess we'll give it a minute to see if it wants. Good lord. What have we done? So I thought there was a way to... Oh, you're supposed to do this, like recover the vehicle. There's some weird trick you can do. We're going to have to launch a satellite, like a way high orbit satellite, so we can do fast forwards at some point. Or we can just use these, I guess, once we get them there. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. Jeez. Is everything good? Well, supposedly. Alright. Cheers. Well, we're gonna need more soul. We're gonna need some struts, because what in the world? They did not bond together like I thought they would. But this is cool too. We have an octo rocket. Woofler in the sky with diamonds. Oh, we're still going, folks. We're sort of still going. We've lost a leg. We're going a little sideways. That's okay. Let's just aim up. Oh, this is amazing. I don't think we're doing too well here, folks. We may need to do some improvements on our next stream. Let's go ahead and separate. And separate. And separate. And thrust. Where are we at here? Everything is catching up to us. Came in a little hot. Yeah, a little bit. What's left? We had a carbon on... I told you, sometimes it adds. Is that Valentina? How did she sneak? She must have snuck in. Oh no, Tom fell? It kind of looks like Valentina. Okay. Well, they're okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the assembly building. Are you guys losing resolution? Oh, is it probably because on launch everything goes crazy? Oh, I think we just crashed the game. This is another thing it does. It just kind of stops. Alright, we'll give it a minute. But either way, we saved, so I'll do all the strut ups next week. We'll do that real quick before we launch. That'll give us, that way I can do a little bit of BS talk while we're strutting up before we attempt to head to Eve again. Yeah, this is basically like, it's this kind of way SpaceX does it. Just keep blowing shit up until it doesn't blow up, and then call it good. Yeah, obviously the game has frozen up. Doesn't look like the stream has, though, so that's good. But yeah, are you, let me check chat. Oh, it's just me, Scruff. My system is shit. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Live. Alright. Let me swap screens then. Click on the game just so we get some ambiance. Oh, that's not even gonna... Well, okay, we'll just leave that there and see what happens. Usually nothing. But the music is coming back. Alright. So, we ended the stream timely on a crash. Well, crashes, a rocket crash, and the game crash. Again, this Wednesday is patch 2. Hopefully that will help resolve some of this, give us a couple more frames, and we'll be better off. We'll see what's up next weekend. Yeah, we'll either go for a Kerbal stream or a drone stream. We'll check on the weather. Yes, Joe Russ, we successfully crashed. We were very successful in blowing up. So at least we're honing in on that. We're getting really good at that. That would be called a RUD, Edward Bird, an RUD, a Rapid Unscheduled Disassembly. So, I guess let's do one more quick little toasty toast, and then I'm gonna go get some stuff done. Get my shoulder a break, slept on it funny, and it kind of sucks a little bit right now. But anyway, so we have, here's cheers to with some Kush Mint. And thanks for stopping by, everybody. Cheers to you. Yeah, hopefully, Franco, next week we can see what happens when everything separates properly. It's actually not, it's not bad. It's kind of cool when you get it to work correctly. And we'll see how good I am at drifting it out through the 4th. No, actually, that would be the 5th stage now, because the solid rockets boosters are stage 1 with the main engines, but then the main engines end up becoming stage 2, I guess. How that works, or is it basically just half of stage 1 and then the other half of stage 1? Not sure, but we have a lot of stages on this rocket. You too, Franco. Love to you too. And everybody else. And I guess we're going to go ahead and call this a stream. So, thanks for stopping by. I should be doing something next week, either a drone flight or more KSP. And everybody have a groovy rest of your day and a good week. Over here. I gotta work the camera angle. It's very narrow. Anyway, everybody be cool. We'll see everyone. Ooh. There we go. We'll see everyone next week. Should see everyone next week. And, yeah, be groovy. Anyway, 4, 3,